I will admit, I was wrong. This movie is not really whitewashed as I thought it would be. The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon, who plays this European mercenary that gets lost with his friend Pedro Pascal on their way to find black powder, or really gunpowder, in China. Now, he uses the accent really early on in the movie, and then he totally drops it somewhere middle and throughout the entire movie. They get taken in by this huge army that defends the Great Wall. Now they cannot leave because the army do not want them to, they don't want the world to know what happens every 60 years when they get charged by these creatures that charges their wall. And I seen this movie, I cannot for the life of me remember the name of these creatures, or they had a name, I just can't really remember. They just killed, they ate, they were badass. I did love them, but I can't really remember what the name of those creatures were in the movie. So for this review, I'm just gonna call them creatures. Now, going into this, I thought it would suck. I'll be honest, I thought this movie would suck. 30 minutes into this movie, I was enjoying myself. I was enjoying the hell out of this movie. The last, whatever, this movie will be probably in the most disappointing movies of 2017 for me, from the middle throughout. I mean, holy shit, this movie has some good shit in it. Do not come into this movie looking for a history lesson. You just forget everything you learned in school. This movie is not a history lesson. This is a fantasy movie. You have to really suspend your disbelief going into this movie, and that's something I did not know. But I did find that out in the very first few minutes of this movie. When the fighting goes on, it's cool. Too much slow-mo for me at sometimes. The army that defends the wall, they are in separate groups, separate kind of like factions that you can tell them by their color. Depending on the color, is like their job. You know, maybe you have an archer or someone on the front line, things like that. I thought that was probably my favorite part of the entire movie. When the fighting does not happen, the movie just totally falls apart, because the movie does not, or at least did not do in a good way, building anything up in terms of characters, nor huge moments that us as viewers should really care for. The situation they're in is just an unwinnable situation. I'm not saying it because it just looks that way. I'm saying it in the terms of this story. Every 60 years they get attacked, but they could not haunt them. I just see there's no possible way in the long run that you could ever survive this, especially when your opposition continues to evolve. The utilizing of the wall as a weapon was really cool to see. That was really done well. The last 30 minutes of this movie it's just awfully edited. I thought this movie would be a 3-hour epic going in. I thought I was preparing myself to watch a 3-hour movie, but this movie's an hour and 45 minutes. But really, it feels like this movie is just 45 minutes, because the last 30 or 40 minutes of this movie is so sped up. It's all over the place. Somewhere in the third act of this movie, everything is just out of place. You feel like you missed something. You feel like you went to the bathroom and somewhere, and now you just jump back into the movie. Everything is being rushed. Everything is being wrapped up quickly. Let's wrap this one up quickly. The Great Wall gets a 63. Going into this, I thought it would suck. I thought I would hate this. I thought it would be whitewashed. Very early on, the movie's really entertaining, but when we need our characters to build something, or the story to build something, it's nothing there. It's really nothing there. And I honestly don't think that you would care for our main character, Matt Damon, if he was not Matt Damon. There's this girl in this movie. I think she was in Pacific Rim. I liked her character. She was good in some scenes in terms of acting, and in other scenes she's not. But in terms of the factions and the different groups in the army, I absolutely love that idea. I love how they utilized the wall as a weapon that they could use. That was awesome. The Great Wall is getting a 63 from me. Guys, get in the comment section to let me know your thoughts. Check the playlist for movie reviews, reaction videos, sports content. Till the next video, I'm out.